All right, welcome to the Weekly Dick. I'm your host, the Dick, Johnny Dick Dangerous, and today I have two guests, Bash and Buford. How's it going, guys? It's been a while.
Yo, man, it's been great, man. You know what I'm saying?
How you guys been doing, man?
Man, just out here living, you know, doing what I do, winning these championships, running things.
I haven't seen you
Please,
guys
you ain't
since.
winning. Last championship you had, you was stripped of it as long as your manhood.
Man, please.
I
Man, look,
haven't.
you know I'm the most must-see superstar in GEW. That is all there is to it. You
If
know, it
must
was an
see
IWL, but
means
you know,
if
IWL became, trash, so I had to,
Yeah, I
move
haven't. I
on to
haven't.
better
I
things.
haven't seen you guys since IWL. What happened there?
where do I begin?
Well, let's say, that was some of the most unorganized, unprofessional shit ever.
If I
Can you elaborate on that? Because I was there myself, and I left there too. But I'm curious to hear about your guys' opinions of IWL.
Let's just
well,
say, hell, if you ain't foreign, it ain't gonna work for you.
exactly. I feel
If you
like
live in
this.
United States of America, don't bother.
I wouldn't
Really?
go as
You will
far as
face,
say that.
you will face everybody you will face for the most part is gonna be somebody out the country.
If I can say something as far as IWL, IWL was a good place to go for the first 2 weeks. I feel like how we hit high WL. First off, I come from GEW. I come from a company where we fight.
Oh, absolutely. I'm.
We
I'm.
don't. We
Yeah,
don't.
that's a good
We don't
promotion to be
talk.
in.
It ain't no backstage politics. It ain't no. Oh, I like this guy a little bit more, so I'm gonna give him a push and keep you back, even though you've beaten. Okay, listen here. Look,
Hmm.
along with Kazuya, my boy Fat Caesar,
Yep.
my boy Grim, we hit IWL and we hit it hard.
Oh, yeah,
GWL, baby.
I heard about that. Like when I first got there, I remember like I became friends with like Whiskers and like the guys at POH, and they were
Good
talking
guy,
about
good guy.
the yeah, he's a good guy. I mean, I loved working with Charlie. Honest, respectable man. Like he wasn't the one to pull backstage politics crap, but like when I first got there, he kind of looked after me, but he would talk about like you guys from GW coming in and just kind of like running the roost, before I got there.
Just
That's
totally wrecking
exactly
shop.
that's exactly what happened. GWO,
GWO took over.
and it's like this. With GWO, it's a common forefront.
Hmm.
Because in GEW, me and this man at one point in time could sit here and have a conversation.
Oh, was it that
It'd be
bad?
straight hands thrown.
Oh,
That's
really?
just what it was. The
Oh,
man,
it was history behind. It was a lot
I
of history
Water
behind it.
underneath
and
the
don't get me
bridge?
wrong, yeah, of course, I respect the man Buford. The man Buford has done some extraordinary things in his time in GW.
Hmm.
Like the man's, I think he's a three-time world heavyweight champion.
So,
That's one hell of an
Excuse
accolade
me.
right there.
He's a four-time world heavyweight champion. I think he was a tag. No, he wasn't a tag team champion. What
Hmm.
other
no,
titles you
no, no.
had?
We leave that to we leave that to the lesser members of chaos. You know.
Oh,
You know, me and my
But
boy,
he's
we
also
tag team
been
champions.
intercontinental champion.
Yes, he
Yeah.
has.
You know what I'm saying? Now, Big Bash, you know what I'm saying? That big ass Bash is what I like to call him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
but
Him and my little chaos, him and my little my little OG in chaos, that blood rain, they got their thing going,
Oh,
running the tag team division.
what's the name of
Oh,
our team? What's the name of the
Subaru
team?
business.
Say it again.
You know what I'm saying?
But real
Subaru.
quick, I kind of want to
And
shift
hey,
gears here, guys. So your time in IWL, did you guys have a positive time there, or
oh
what?
yeah, we got off topic. We got off topic.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just
Well,
trying to.
I
well,
came I came to G
well, go
yeah.
ahead.
I came to IWO before Buford did. Buford was a little bit slow on the upkeep, but he came. When we hit IWL, as I said, we hit it hard. And everything was good. I personally feel that GWO, that means everybody made IWL as a company and as a wrestling promotion had to step it up.
Well, absolutely.
It was almost too easy for us. Like, look at Kazuya. Let's talk about my boy. Kazuya hit IWL, and in less than 3 weeks, no, in less than 2 to 3 days, he knocked down an entire fucking group. There was a group there called Main Event Mafia.
Oh yeah, remember them. Yeah, good
Kazuya,
I wasn't there during that. Was that?
Yeah, you wasn't there for that. You weren't there for that.
Were they like the Shield? Like, did they become the Shield?
No.
No.
Here's a fun fact. Main Event
Shield
Mafia
got that work too.
Wrecked. All of us wrecked the Shield. But Main Event Mafia was then what is formerly known today as POH. That is not make-believe. That is not made up. That is a fact. You can ask Whiskers himself. Kazuya, Fat Caesar, and Grim, the 3 original GWO members, single-handedly took apart what was left of Main Event Mafia. And I guess we could say, if it wasn't for GWO, there would be no POH.
Kind of have to have that yin to that yang, you know what I mean?
It was more so it was ran by a person who was weak. I don't remember his name. I think his name was Chris or something. He was trash.
Okay.
And he felt like he could go toe-to-toe with Kazuya, and anybody who's been in the ring with Kazuya can tell you it's not an easy thing. You're not going to step to Kazuya and not leave that match without something missing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
just a real quick question. So, what was the breaking point on IWL? Like, what happened? Because like when I got there, you were already like an established top guy. Like my brother and I, like we got there and we were just kind of like, you know, trying to get our feet wet, so to speak. And like I remember on your way out, you put my brother over, which that was. Oh, your boy, Kazuya, he put my brother over, which that was very nice of him to do. But, so, I actually never got to talk to you guys about, like, what was the breaking point? Like, what happened?
Well, I take this one from my perspective.
Okay.
You know, my breaking point, you know, I mean, it was already getting bad, you know, because obviously... When you have a force hit your company so hard.
What was getting bad? Like, just so the viewers know.
Like, was it the
backstage politics?
The politics, you know, let's be real. Folks were angry and jealous, you know, of the talent. You know, when you come through and a storm just hits your company, you know, you don't know what to do with the force that just appeared, you know. Mm-hmm. Since everyone else was getting wrecked, they decided to take it into their own hands and decide the only way to really try to put a stop to it was they would basically make us fight each other.
So
there would be loads of matches where the management would basically say, "Hey, yo, Kazuya, Grim, Caesar, y'all gonna fight each other. Grim, Buford, you gonna fight each other."
So they were banking on you guys with the inner
They want
destruction.
us to knock each other off. They want us to knock each other off. But then on top of that, I was undefeated. I could say I was undefeated.
When you say management, are you talking about like Gabriel, Roy Harper, and Charlie Whiskers and Zoe, like, or like just like individuals? Like, which management are you talking about?
He didn't deal with Zoe. It was more
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I did. I was more. You know, TP
Roy
and
Harper.
Gabriel.
Roy
You
Harper
know,
and
yeah, Roy Harper. You know what I'm saying?
Gabriel.
You know,
You know, funny
at the
story.
beginning, Roy was cool.
Oh,
You
We
know,
liked
absolutely.
Roy.
Yeah.
We
he was real understanding. You know,
Yeah. Oh,
uh,
absolutely.
he was real understanding.
he was Cosby's
You
little white
know,
bitch.
exactly.
Yeah.
That was Cosby's little
I
white
mean,
bitch.
time went by and he became a little salty, but you know, at the
I
beginning, it was
feel
great.
I feel like the story, the curious case of Roy Harper was he went from being a wrestler to having a position of authority, and he couldn't draw the line between who his friends were, you know, because it was kind of like, hey man, like I'm trying to come to you as a friend, but he was like, no, like I'm your boss, you know. It's just like, dude, you're one of the boys, and I feel like he let that authority get to his head, and it really shows. It like almost like he was
Yeah.
bullied in high school, and when he got a position of like authority, he started abusing that. You know, it was just like it. He didn't just do it with me, but I've seen him do it with Jesse, Jamal, Romel. I've seen him do it to countless guys. You know, and it's just
Oh,
like, where's the
I gotta say this.
disconnect? Yeah, yeah. Go
But I
ahead.
mean,
I gotta say this.
that's why that's why people start defecting.
Exactly. I gotta say
You
this.
know,
Yeah, go ahead.
When it comes to IWL, I left. I think myself was the first person from IWO to leave. Because first of all, what you're not gonna do is bully a bully. Okay?
Absolutely.
no, I
So
left first.
okay, yeah. You left first and I left afterwards. Cause I'm like, this isn't going anywhere. First of all, I'm not getting any matches. Second of all, the matches I do get mean absolutely shit.
It's almost kind of like
I'm
you're
like,
fighting like an uphill battle, because it's almost like no matter how much momentum you have, it's like they're not gonna book you or put you in like the main event. You know what I mean? It's just like there was just a glass
Oh,
ceiling,
it
and
got to the point where some of us would have matches damn near pre-show.
that's unfortunate to
Yeah.
have. But I don't know. It's just like with Roy Harper, it's like he was been very unprofessional towards my guys in Team Alpha Male. I don't know if he's been unprofessional with you guys, but he's been very unprofessional with my guys that are still there. You know.
yeah, he was Roy Harper. Like that's what I was getting ready to say. See, excuse me, good loud. And in GEW we have this thing called freedom of motherfucking speech.
Exactly.
Which
That's what I
means
fought for. You know.
if you wanna call somebody a bitch, a bitch ass nigga, a hoe ass nigga, you can do that.
Or a goat fucker.
Exact. Hey, you know what? Hey, sometimes you gotta call a
Stand,
motherfucker a go
stand
fucker.
if you don't like it, stand your ground, knock them off.
Exact. See, but with IWL, there's too much. There's not enough male testosterone. It's
Let's just
too
say
much.
this isn't even PG. It's rated G over there.
It's to the point where it's like this. If you know what we talk about, and you know we ain't all just these Christian folk or just these individuals that don't have these dirty minds or these,
Yeah.
you know in a locker room full of guys it's gonna be some type of stuff going around.
Locker room
And if
talk.
you can't take it, it's a fucking locker room.
Exactly. Locker room with a bunch of dudes. You know.
Exactly. So you're gonna get emotional in that place. That is like whatever. So Kazuya had said something, and Zoe with her little bitch ass. Yeah, I said it. Got offended by something Kazuya had said that really had nothing to do with her. But because she wears this IWL badge of
Honor.
of management,
Yeah.
not even honor. There's no honor in that. this
No.
IWO badge of management. She feels like she's IWO police, so she's going around here telling men we
This,
can't say or we can't do. Like she pays any of our bills. Like last time I checked, Zoe runs the women's league.
yeah.
She shouldn't even be where we are.
And it's
But
just, I feel like the thing with Zoe was because when Kaz got suspended, I got suspended over a racist comment that I made towards talent there that was, I think his name was Mikkel. He was the only guy that I legit had a problem with. And, I called him a goat fucker. I got suspended. My brother Price got suspended, which when I got suspended, I was tag team champion, right, with Whiskers, and I respect the
yeah, I
man
heard
for doing
about that.
this. Yeah, he was
And
like,
didn't they try to
what?
strip you?
No.
They did strip him.
Whiskers didn't strip me, but Roy
No, it
Harper
was Roy.
stripped
Yeah,
my
I'm
brother
saying that's what I'm saying.
Price.
Didn't they try that?
Yeah, so I'll get to that story in a second. So what happened was when I got suspended, I was wrong. I shouldn't have said that. I served my suspension. And Whiskers, he pulled me aside and he was like, "Hey, look, man, like I know you're going through some shit, and he sat me down, talked to me. He's like, "Hey, we're gonna have to suspend you, but I'm not gonna strip you of your your tag team title, But then I was thinking they're gonna do the same thing for my brother Price, and Roy Harper stripped Price of his North American champion, like his championship, which was like, I'm thinking like, are you like what? Like, because we're all boys in the back, you know what I mean? So when
Yeah.
Price got back, he was supposed to have his championship rematch, which he was promised, right? Now, see, Roy Harper had put his boy Matt Myers in a position, a guy that I beat on my debut, So like Matt, like fighting Matt, like if I could beat Matt, I know my brother can beat Matt. So he
Hold
put,
up. Matt Myers.
yeah,
The same Matt Myers that was supposed to fight my boy Bloody Rain for a title, and he bitched up.
yeah. And you know who he did that out on first was Price. Yeah. So what happened was,
he was in hiding for about a month.
yeah.
A good month. Wait a minute, Buford. It wasn't just a month, dog. That shit was a good month. This dude, look.
Like,
I don't know about.
How are you
I
champion?
don't know what goes on backstage.
Yeah,
but,
that's
if,
IWO
if-
bullshit.
Man, I don't. Wow. Go ahead.
So, anyways, my story. So Price comes back and he's supposed to do his championship match, which he was feeling really confident because, like, I beat Matt, and my brother Price is just like me, except just a smaller version of me. And so he was feeling really confident, and Matt no-showed, right? And it pissed him off, like, tremendously. Like, because honestly, in Price's eyes, he's North American champion. He was never beat. No one pinned or submitted him. And that's honestly how you win championships. Am I right?
Uh-huh.
Now,
Correct to me.
now, when he was supposed to get the match rescheduled, Roy Harper drafts only Price, the only guy from Energy, to Riot. Tell me that ain't no backstage politics right there.
That's completely backstage politics. That's one of the reasons why, like I said, I left IWL. Because it's too much backstage politics. It's too much. Okay. I hate to say this, but how they do their backstage politics, it puts Whiskers in a fucked up position.
Oh,
because
yeah.
he is management, but it puts him in the position to look bad like he's in on it, and he's truly not.
It's more like guilty by association, kind of.
Yeah,
I respect Whiskers. I've been with I've fought him many times. We've done a lot of multi-man matches. The only time I went one-on-one with Charlie Whiskers, we did an Iron Man match to close out last season, and I won. We were supposed to do it for this season, but due to backstage politics, they stripped me and they fired me over a joke.
Yeah, you got shafted.
Yeah, I did over a joke that Zoe overreacted to, which I don't know if you guys weren't there, but so the story goes, you guys are aware of my dick appointment slips, right? It won best gimmick of the year, all right? So I was,
I've been
bullshitting
meaning
that.
to fill one of those out, by the way.
Yeah, I'll get you, bud. But I was talking with the boys, joking around, and one of them was like, "Hey, you won't send one to Zoe. You won't give her one." And like if someone calls you out on it, you got to do it. You know what I mean?
That's
So
how it is.
so I gave her one, and all the boys in the back just had a good laugh about it. And next thing I know, like they strip me, and I get fired, and my brother gets fired too. Which doesn't make sense because we were getting ready to start off one of the hottest rivalries, and since because it's IWL's second season, right? We were about to my group, Team Alpha Male, was about to wage war on POH because Whiskers and I we've talked about it backstage because we're all boys, and we talked a lot about having our factions go against one another, and the thing was, I was supposed to put JJ over, who just announced that he was being POH, and him and I were going to feud on Danger Zone for the world title. We had this huge promo, all that, and then they just give me my marching orders, But the thing was, Gabriel never okayed it because here's the message from Gabriel. I'm going to pull it from my phone. He said, "Johnny, bro, I never kicked you out, never suspended you, never did nothing against you, just back you up, tried to clean your name every time. I don't want you to think that I'm screwing you over. It's not close to that. I will say you can be back, but I can't. But I can't. The GM's already took a decision, and the only thing I can do is respect it. But I will promise you that you will be back, and I'll give you a title shot." Those were his words verbatim. Right?
Yeah, I seen that.
And so I talked to him, and he was like, "Oh, dude, you'll be back like mid-February." And check the date, boys. What's today?
Hell, shit, we damn near through February, ain't we?
Right?
We only got like what, a week left?
February
Yep.
21st.
Literally a week left.
And then Zoe messages me and tells me that, "Oh, you're not coming back." So you're telling me that Gabriel, the owner of IWL, is going back on his word. That's what you're telling me. A guy promised me I would be back by mid-February. You're telling me he is going back on his word. Is that a promotion that anybody wants to go to? A promotion
I'm
that
starting
doesn't...
to think IWL is ran by Roy Harper and Zoe.
It almost feels like
that's kind of what
because
it sounds like right now.
yeah, because how are they going to make promises and then like not keep them? No talent wants to be like, "Oh, hey, I'll promise you a title match," and then they get there and they're losing like every match they get into, and they're like, "Hey, man, like what's the deal?" Like that's a promotion that they want to be in, a promotion full of like broken promises.
That's what it sounds like. You know what? You were undefeated, Buford. And how many title shots did you get?
That's the whole reason why I left.
Okay.
Zero.
So, and then there was, wow. All right. Let me just deadline this as far as the whole IWL thing. We came to IWL.
And it wasn't just the fact that I was undefeated. It was the level of talent that I was knocking off. Like hell, I defeated Whiskers.
Mm-hmm.
And
Whiskers is a hard guy to put down. I swear to God, man, that guy has 9 lives. He has 9 lives. I tell you that.
We went to war. I enjoy hard fought bouts with Whiskers. He gonna give you everything he got. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm like, for that to be one of my highlight wins, you damn right.
Yeah.
I know something coming down the pipe.
Mm-hmm. And nothing did it?
And all of a sudden, I'm the second match on the card? Like, wait a minute, hold on.
How do you go from beating the top guy in IWL to being second? What? I mean, I remember that card because I was right before the main event.
I'm looking
And
around
that's
like, wait a minute.
yeah.
And then not only that, it was like on one of the same cards that I ended up damn near pre-showing.
It's
I look up at the card. I'm like, wait a minute. I see Grim, Kazuya, and Caesar in all in a fatal four way. Was that a TLC match or something like that?
Yep, sure was.
I'm like, oh no, nah. Uh, oh nah, something ain't right.
But so enough of the IWL talk. I heard you guys got GW going. I'm actually your guys' North American champion going on there. So how's life been in GW? Thanks for having me be a part of GW. I mean, hell, once what was it? Fat Caesar, knowing that I was a free agent, he signed me up immediately.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. That was like big talk. Like, and that's the wonderful thing I can say about GEW compared to IWL. Like, if you look at IWL and GEW, I know we're trying not to talk about it no more, but this is just a fact. We have like legit, and Buford, stop me, correct me if I'm wrong, but we have every top star from IWL and GEW
Yeah,
right now.
that's
Yeah, alert.
one thing that I realized real quick, like the management, it's better. You know, it's not like there's not no backstage politics or what. That's one thing that I really loved about that. And when I first signed, he sat me down and was like, "What can we do to help you?" You know, I was like, "Whoa!" You know, like he's actually like asking me like, "What do I need?" Like giving me the keys to success, you know, and like I never got that in IWL.
Yeah, I remember I remember Kazi was telling me, like, he seen you in GW, and
Yeah, I bumped into him
Kazi
on.
has a little pull in GW. Like,
Mhm,
well, now it's a lot because Fat Caesar's running it now,
mhm.
but him and Money Osiris they have an agreement. They have an understanding. It's if you find some talent that's worth coming, and you give them the seal of approval, then it's open door.
Mhm.
And once Kazuya gave you that seal of approval, even though you kind of did take a little bit, you did hesitate on some scared shit. I don't know if it was
I
scared or
did.
you
No,
were.
okay. So what happened with why I was hesitant about GW was IWL was my home. You know, they opened their doors to me. They've been, you know, at the time, like I was kind of like a young kid. You know, I didn't know any better. It was IWL. You know, like I was like it was so quick to sign with them. You know, like I had to change my name because on the Indies I was Chase Maverick. So when I got to IWL, they're like, oh hey, like we have to change your name, and I'm like, oh Johnny Dangerous. You know, because like that's my real name is Johnny. Well, John, but then my brother came in, you know, and you know that was our home. And then GW they were blowing up. They were huge, you know, and they had offered me a deal last season, you know, but I was the tag team champion with one of my boys in Alpha Male, and my brother Price was their North American champion. So I didn't think I would have time to like go on the road all the time and defend like this championship, you know, and then try to like become champion in that promotion, you know. But once IWL closed their doors on me, like, which was insane because like I don't know why they would fire one of the most over guys because I was super over. Like I won best gimmick of the year. How do you fire that guy who won best gimmick of the year? I was voted
Well,
unanimously. I think you guys even voted for me.
I did. The point is, it's like with IWL, and I've always said this about companies like this. Just because you're the biggest company, just because you have the most people there, doesn't mean you're the best.
Exactly.
I mean, even a large pile of shit. I mean, you could be the world's largest pile of shit, but it's still just a pile of shit.
Exactly.
compared to a tiny jewel who overnight basically turned into a giant diamond.
Yeah, and then
So at this, yeah. So it's like I'm not focused on IWL. When I left IWL, I left IWL.
mhm.
Now, as I was saying, Kazu was there, and they. And I can't even say it was Gabriel, but then again, as I stated, who really runs IWL at this point?
You don't know, and that's the
You
good
don't
thing
know. That's the problem.
about GEW is like you know who runs that. And funny that you mentioned Kazuya, he was actually the person that sold me on GEW because like we went out, you know, because he was in town and like I never had a match with him, but he did put my brother over on his way out, and so he was like, man, I know that you're unhappy in IWL. You know, if you want in GEW, all you had to do was ask. And so I was like, you know what? What's the worst that could happen? So I
Sounds
asked.
like his words to me.
Yeah. So I asked.
All you have to do is ask.
Yeah, I asked, and I got in, and I came to GEW. They sat me down. They signed me to a really huge deal. Some of the guys in the back are kind of like mean mugging me, but I got it.
Buford. Yeah, I said it. It was Buford.
Yeah, I got
No,
it.
look, Buford had to establish himself. You know, Buford getting money outside of GW. You know, the Rivera Steakhouse is doing very well.
I ain't gonna. Hey, hold on. Wait a minute. I ain't gonna lie. I am possibly the Rivera's top customer. And for being that, Buford made me this here beautiful shirt. Look, he even slapped the wolf on it for me. And as you can see in the back of it, it has one of my favorite words. Boom!
But
We aim to please.
But that's one of the good things that I like working here in GW is that you know who runs it because like trying to like talk storylines, it's just like if you go to Whiskers and then like he's like, oh yeah man, that's good, but then like Gabriel's like, no, like hey, Whiskers said that we could, or like Roy Harper, you know, think about GW is like the storylines that you come up with. All you have to do is just go up to management, and you know they'll really listen to you and they'll work with you. That's one thing that I really like about GEW.
And are very open to new ideas.
Exactly. That's something that like was so
I mean,
hard to do in
Because
IWL.
let's be real, the players' ball is one of the most original ideas that you can have in wrestling, and we pulled that thing off very successfully.
Oh, absolutely.
Wait. We pulled what off? What happened?
The players' ball.
Oh yeah! Man!
My brother Jerome had a bright idea. You know what I'm saying? And pitched it to the rest of the tabernacle. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I don't know if y'all remember the players' ball, man, but
I don't think I was there for that. I think I got.
Oh, you what? It was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was just gorgeous.
I wasn't there for that, but let's shift gears here. So, what are you guys' future in like GEW? I heard that you guys, thank you guys for joining my new promotion, Alpha Pro Wrestling. Thank you guys very much. But what's your guys' future?
Our futures, my future in Goo is becoming a 2-time, maybe 3-time. I think it's 3-time. I think it'd be our 3-time tag team champion with my boy Bloody Rain, as well as banging this so-called hero into oblivion and becoming a 5-time intercontinental champion.
Oh.
Just to say off of the record, well maybe on the record, I don't give a fuck. Justice's days is numbered. Justice knows his days is numbered.
Damn.
That's why Justice is going to stay as far away from me as possible. But if someone could let Justice know, it ain't going to happen the way he wants. And it ain't personal. It ain't personal at all. It's just simply Suwoo business. I'm getting my title back.
Well, you heard it here on the Weekly Dick, Justice. Your days are numbered, bud. I hate to be that guy. What about you, Big Buford?
Oh, everybody know I made my intentions known a while ago. Upon my return, because I was out. I was out for a while. With injury. Had to drop a little weight too.
Yeah, I heard you had a stinger.
Get back in game shape.
Yeah, it was looking
But
good,
now I'm
man.
back.
You're looking
But
good,
now
dude.
I'm back. The monster is ready to reclaim his World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh,
Well then.
let me stop. Fuck all that.
Well,
You
I don't
haven't
know.
you haven't
We
heard
all-
the news, right?
because we all know, everybody knows who the most must-see superstar in GOO is.
And I
Everybody
said it
comes
before.
to get a piece of Buford.
Hey,
And
Buford.
I said it before. If you mean must see, by must see, get knocked the fuck out, then sure. You're the must see.
Must-see means
Well,
that
so
I'm cooking everybody.
Buford, I have a question
Everybody
for you.
steps up.
So right now, the world champions entwined in a storyline with Jamal Ortiz and myself. So this is going to culminate at your guys' version of the WrestleMania. What is it? Wrestle Brawl, right?
Wrestle Bowl.
Yeah. Okay. So now, while you're kind of like waiting to get into that storyline, like what's your plan? Because like this storyline, well, we've been because when I first sat down with Fat Caesar, we talked about like him wanting to do this push. We talked about having like my best friend from Team Alpha Male turn on me. This is a storyline that we've been working on, and
All I would say that is, I'm a nice guy.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna step on no toes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let guys have their shot. What started while I was away, I'm man enough to let finish and play out.
Yeah. So,
But at the same time, while I'm letting y'all do y'all thing, I'm just mowing down whoever stands in front of me.
now
Because everybody knows who's lying in wait.
That's true. Now I don't know the specifics because I haven't been told like who's going over. I'm aware of it's going to be a triple threat at Wrestle Brawl.
Wrestle Bowl, yeah.
Wrestle Bowl?
Wrestle Bowl. Bowl. Like big bowl of grapes.
Okay.
Which by the way, I need to get some from the Ribera.
But I
Serve
don't.
breakfast now.
I don't know the finish of that match because everything's been super hush hush. I think I kind of like spoke a little too much, but there's a storyline that I don't know if it's gonna be more to it afterwards. But I imagine they're gonna have something lined up for you to like occupy yourself for Wrestle Bowl. Because you're like you just getting back from injury. It's gonna be super big to have you. Yeah, like it kind of sucks. While you're away, like the storyline's going on. I've been there. But you're just gonna have to like.
And then what makes it worse when he comes back, this motherfucker gets 3-6 Mafia to perform his song. That shit pisses me off.
You damn right. We was in the North. We was in Memphis.
I know where the hell we was.
We in my hometown. Why not? Look, why should a superstar like me fly out to some other city and make my return when you come into my house?
Yeah, Buford,
First
I
of all,
gotta tell you,
house.
like when we went out for shots, my wife was so pissed off at me when I came home, dude. Like she told me, "You're never going out with them again." And I'm like, "Oh, why are you yelling?"
Look at that.
Any party with me,
Oh, God.
you guaranteed to get fucked up.
You see
I can't
Price?
believe you told her you went to the shake joint. You took her to the. You told her we took you to the shake joint.
But
She can't take him nowhere.
She lucky I didn't expose people to the edible popcorn and pizza and pickles. You know what I'm saying, that we got on
Hold
deck.
up. You said edible popcorn. I still got some left from the trip. Excuse me.
I still got some.
No, you know how she found out? You know how she found out? You remember that Snapchat story that you posted me, like, riding drunk on the mechanical bull? That's how she seen it.
Hilarious.
Was that Snapchat
Hilarious.
story? Yep.
He
And-
had to post that.
She
Yeah,
should
I
have
had
got a
to.
good
Yeah.
laugh.
Yeah, Jenny, damn.
I know I did.
Which my wife has yet to make her debut in GW.
Good popcorn, dog.
But yeah, she was really busting my balls that night. But thank you, Buford, for the endless screaming that I got when I got back. It was worth it
Yeah,
though. It was worth it.
but then, but like I said, as far as business is concerned, you know, as I said, I've been doing this for a while. I know the ins and outs, are one thing. Like I said, I'm a nice guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know
So
what comes with the business. The show must go on.
exactly.
You know,
So no
so
storylines for
so,
you on the horizon, or like what's
and
going
I
on with
figure,
management?
I mean, as far as that go, all I know is I'm taken care of.
Well,
You know,
and
that's
that's something you never got in IWL.
me and as far as me and management is concerned, they know I'm coming to play. They know I'm bringing everything I got, so they respect it, and they like, hey, look, we gonna do one of our guys right. You know, all they need to say to me is that don't worry, big man, we got you.
All
You
right.
know,
Now,
so as long, it don't matter. It don't matter. As far as I'm concerned, any match that you give me is gonna make
mhm.
me look good. Whether it's against a top guy, and we put on a 5-star match, or you put me up against a bum and I mow through him. Either way,
Mhm.
either way, it makes me look good.
Now,
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad you said that, Buford, because I got a question.
What's
oh,
up?
You know, we haven't necessarily had a match yet.
oh well then.
Not in a while.
Not in a
Actually, we
while.
It's
haven't.
been a
We
while,
haven't had
hasn't
a
it?
I feel like I've grown as a competitor. I
Oh, it
Mhm.
feel
did.
like
And
I
I
feel
did.
like
Oh, and I got word. And and Johnny,
Oh yeah.
my fellow Chaos member. He's the newest member of the group.
Mhm.
He said, my boy Drago Vader. He just texted me. He said, be ready to be handed your ass at the pay per view.
All right.
hey, hold on,
Well, you tell your
wait a minute.
buddy. You tell your buddy if once he fills out a dick appointment slip, I'm all game.
Before you tell him that, tell that nigga Drago, you still owe me $10.
I
Tell my hold up, wait a minute. Tell my brother. Oops, tell that nigga he owe me $10, and I'm gonna need that.
I haven't met Drago. I think he's what new to GW, right?
Yeah,
Hmm.
fairly new.
Fairly
He's
new.
been
I haven't I just haven't
he's
seen
been
him.
climbing.
I haven't
He's been
seen him in
climbing.
the back, Like usually, like all the boys, like I talk to, because I'm a
Oh
very
no,
approachable guy.
he's not nice.
Oh, really?
Drago, Drago is not a people person. You have
Really?
to be a certain type of savage to
If
understand
if you
Drago's nature.
if you're not exactly what he said, and mainly if you're not chaos, actually mostly a lot of members of chaos really don't even fuck with him. He's a monster.
I,
I just haven't
I
seen
tried to
him
get,
backstage at all, like or in the locker room.
and you won't, and you won't.
You won't.
Like, what does he do? Hide up in the rafters like Sting?
No,
No,
no. It's a little,
that
it's a
just
little, it's more complex than what you're making it.
Really? Okay. Well, let's shift gears here, boys. Let's talk about my new promotion, APW. How do you guys feel about it? You guys excited?
I'm
I'm
ready to
excited
see
to
what
show
happens.
off everywhere I go.
You know, I personally want to see the new talent. I just hope it's not the same bums from IWL.
Oh yeah. Like, did you guys get to check out their our new arenas and stuff like that? Looks super good, and the belts they all look really good too. Like, there's even a
Yeah, I meant to ask you
Yeah,
about that.
I plan on
yeah. Go
holding,
ahead.
one or a few of those.
You 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 know, as of recently, GEW like owns like GEW has like a lot of federation as far as Northern America, like the northern part of Northern America, as
Yeah.
well as the South. We
Hmm.
big in the South. We real big. We go to Memphis every day,
Yeah.
almost
Er,
every month, and turn it out. We go down to St. Louis. my boy Big Mike is from, and turn it out. We hit Texas.
Oh, my boy, you can't just leave my boy Thunder off, man. Somebody got to get
Oh
loose.
no! Hold on, wait a minute. What did you? Hey,
with the apple crown on deck.
Hey, wait a minute. Let me tell you. Let me give y'all a brief little inside scoop. The motherfucker Saturo Thunder, right, has it in his contract that he is paid 50-50. He is paid half of his check is money. It's a big check, and the other half, endless supply apple crown.
Damn right.
So, what was your question, by the way, Bash, that you were going to ask before we got off topic?
If you have, are your shows going to interfere with GEW shows? Because that's my home. I can't let you do that.
Oh, no, absolutely.
I might have to grab you by your neck and hit you to get your bitch ass.
No, absolutely
Buford,
not.
Get the dough, Buford.
We got to go already?
Absolutely not. It's not going to interfere. We actually added the title. It's called the APW Prize Fighting title, which is a cool concept. It's like an MMA fight. Like, it's a steel cage. Only way to win, knockout or submission. There is no pinfall or no escaping the cage.
I've heard of this somewhere before.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Hold up, but I've heard of this somewhere
just put people to sleep.
That sounds familiar. It's coming back to me. Don't that remind you for the Brawl for All?
Yeah, something like that. It's an idea that I tried to run by Gabriel when I was in the IWL, and he was like, "Oh no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. That's not what we do here." And I'm like, "Well, that's entertainment, you know? Like, that's actually people like legit fighting. You know what I mean? Like." But no, that's definitely something that we're going to implement here in APW, and it's a fun concept. Now, I was thinking about making a show for the bigger, like the super heavyweights, so they can have their own show. But
there you go, Buford. That's all you.
But that's in the works right now. I have to talk to my boys so we can try to get that established. But being like a small guy, because I know Price, he's like 200 pounds, like soaking wet, and he's like a cruiserweight, having to fight guys that are like, you know, heavyweights and super heavyweights. It's a little bit more difficult, you know, even light heavyweights.
Tell him come to Romero. We get him up there.
Tell him, hey, I just opened up my gym. It's called the Big Bash Experience.
But
Lord.
But,
prison thing.
yeah, we were thinking about having a show for super heavyweights.
How dare you bring up my past, Buford? Look, I did my time, okay? I did my time. I'm trying to be a better man. Why you gotta bring up me going to prison? See, now I gotta smoke. I just had my popcorn. Now I gotta smoke weed. You know what?
But before we close the show, we're just gonna finish off the APW. I am thinking about having a show for the super heavyweights, for the bigger guys, so they can show off their stuff. You know, it's always cool seeing big guys go against big guys. You know,
we ain't talking about. Are we talking about real super heavyweights, or we talking about these super heavyweight cruiserweight people?
Absolutely. If you're a super heavyweight cruiserweight, that is not allowed. There's going to be rules. Yeah.
I was fighting the super heavyweight. This big motherfucker did a springboard fucking what's that shit called? The springboard, those shit that the kid me used to do back in the day, blood.
Oh, the springboard enziguri.
Yes, the springboard shooting star press. I see a 500-pound, 7-foot Goliath beast, whale of an individual, hop on this rope and do a shooting star press.
No, that's not happening at all. We're not going to have talent do that.
I felt like going back to my prison days and getting a shank.
Nah, we're that's not allowed here in APW, and that's one of the rules that we'll implement to our
that
talent.
just means I'm gonna run through everybody.
That means you, Buford. Don't you start trying to be the luchador all of a sudden, nigga.
I don't need to. I'm strong.
Before we end the show, guys, it was a pleasure having you guys on here. Bash, so good to talk to you and see you again. Tell
Yep,
Kaz
yep.
that I said thanks for helping me out, get my feet wet here in GW. Buford,
Yeah, he
man,
wanted to come, but
yeah,
he's like deep into this. See, he's into that demon shit. Okay, the
yeah.
Wolfpack ministry is one thing, but
Mhm.
he's deep into this dark meditation thing, getting ready for a championship match against some pitch ass nigga. What's that princess nigga name, Blood?
OG Princess.
Yeah, OG Prince, that's his name. So he's getting ready for that.
Oh,
Some Rick
okay.
Ross looking ass motherfucker.
Uh, but yeah, I was really fortunate because he texted me and he was like, "Hey man, I won't be able to make it." But then like you shot me up a text and you're like, "Hey man, like I'm in town," and I was like, "Absolutely, I'll have Bash in here instead of
Yeah,
Kazuya."
he just texted by the way, and he just texted me and told me to tell you that he appreciates what you're doing and he wishes you well. Buford, he messaged me about you too. He called you a bitch and told
Yeah,
me
that
to
sounds
give you
exactly like
a
Kaz.
hug.
But
I'm
Buford,
telling you, he know how I feel to get cooked by Buford, man. So it don't matter, man. He ain't shit.
Thanks for showing up, man. That was a real big surprise because when Bash told me you were in
Oh,
town, I had to have you on here, man.
Oh
oh,
yeah, I had to
you know,
give
I
you.
don't mind making an appearance for friends, man. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah,
That's a
guys.
lie. I had to call him like 5 times. He was asleep.
Look, I was getting some juice.
Oh yeah.
Goddamn.
When you mean juice, you mean that 40, huh?
No.
No, no. I mean sexual activity. That's what I mean.
All right, guys. But thank you guys for being on the Weekly Dick, and
It's all good.
thank you guys for being on here, guys. It was a pleasure having you guys.
Oh,
It's
no
all good.
problem, man.